Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our July Accessibility Working Group meeting. Um, of course, as always, thank you for taking the time to join us today. Before we kick off with our main agenda, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that has filled out the feedback survey that I created in Civic Roundtable. We really want to make sure that these meetings bring value to your day-to-day work and your initiative towards accessibility. So, the input that you're giving us is really essential in helping us shape future topics and structure. If you haven't had a chance to complete it yet, please do. As I said, we want to make sure that you're getting what you need out of the group, and I'll make sure that I put a link in the chat for the feedback form too. Uh, Before I dive into today's main topic, I just wanted to open the floor briefly to my other folks on the digital services and solutions team just to see if there's anything that y'all wanted to say or add or share. Awesome. Well, moving into our main focus today, I'm excited to turn things over to Hadi, our web accessibility coordinator. Hadi will be walking you through a live demo of the NVDA screen reader. So further ado, I'll pass it over to Hadi.
Thank you very much. Um, I thought because we had a couple of questions last time about NVDA. I thought I'd start by some tips. They're very important, and it's not going to take a lot of our time, but these tips can help a lot in testing, whether if you're doing it yourself or if you have someone in the agency that have it ready and want to quickly test a web form or a web application, a software. There are some things that make things easier if you use NVDA. It is free to download, and it does not need administrative rights to install. You do need to download it, but you do not need to install it. This is very important. I will most likely repeat it again and show it to you how it works. But you do not need to install NVDA on your computers. You just run it and you can test and uh, play around with it if you'd like. So I'm going to share my screen, and so we can get started. Several things that I can point to that we can look at together. Give me a second.
Screen NVDN
All right, my screen share should be up,
participants
and I'm just going to wait just a little bit. All right, so the first tip, and I would like to mention if you guys would like, let us know, and I could, create a cheat sheet of some sort to, you guys could like have it in case, so you don't have to worry about remembering everything, or you guys obviously can take notes too. Um, First important thing that I'd like to show is that NVDA does not require administrative rights to work. Um, so you download it. You do need to download it to your system. And I have it here. I have the file here, and we're going to run it. It's also worth to mention I'm blind myself. I use NVDA every day, and you're not going to see my mouse cursor going around the screen. I'm going to work with the keyboard. So you're going to see my cursor moving around, and I'll make sure to explain just in case. So I'm going to run the file.
dialog. Please wait while setup is loading. Text. NVDA
I just killed my own NVDA to start another one.
loading NVDA. NVDA launcher dialog. License agree.
So here
View license.
you
I have
can
read and
agree,
checked.
obviously the license agreement, and
Install create. Continue running.
see that there's an option that says continue running,
Continue running button alt.
and that's when you just click on this or press enter, I just press tab to get there.
Welcome to NVDA.
And it's done. NVDA is already on your system and it's running, and you get the welcome screen, which gets gets me to our second important tip. Obviously, the help screen is very helpful. I mean, it says everything clearly, but it's very important that NVDA modifier key is a very important key. And if you do have a laptop that does not have a full-size keyboard, you might want to
Use caps lock as an
switch to the caps lock key as the modifier and use it that way. I'll show you in just a
show this
second.
OK button.
I'm gonna click OK.
NVDA download file.
So we have NVDA running, and say if I hold it the modifier and then press N,
NVDA menu.
we get the NVDA menu.
NVDA.
So that was the second important tip. The third one I would like to share
NVDA menu.
is that when you open the NVDA menu,
Preference tools.
you can go to Tools here.
View log L. Speech viewer S.
And there is a tool here called Speech Viewer. I'm gonna
NVDA download file explorer.
And it is going to, in fact, show you everything that NVDA says. It's going to write it there for you. So if they're, don't have headsets on, or for any reason you're in the office, you cannot listen to the speech, which could happen. You just have the speech viewer on and you can just look at it, which is very helpful. And there's a checkbox there that can auto launch the speech viewer with NVDA. So you're going to see that in action because I'm not going to close it. Going to the next tip, the speech right now
last month's grouping expanded
is a default speech of NVDA. It's obviously robotic, and it is not an American accent, which could be okay, but I'm just going to show you an alternative, which is rather important.
NVDA
would like to.
Preference.
So if you go to preferences here,
settings,
and go to settings. This is in NVDA menu. So NVDA menu, preferences, and then settings.
NVDA settings, general, normal configuration.
And here in the tabs, if you go down to speech
2 of 9. Speech property page. Synthesizer grouping. Edit
synthesizer set to eSpeak. So if you go to the change button,
press select synthesizer.
You can go down here.
ETI micro window no speech. Windows 1 core voices.
You have Windows 1 core voices, and this will be available in pretty much all of your devices, I'm sure. Windows 10 or 11. And if you press enter,
NVDA settings, speech,
will change
normal
to Windows' default speech, which could be, preference again, but could be useful.
Change. Voice. Combo box Microsoft David collapsed Alt plus.
And here you can change the rate of it too.
51, 50, 53, 54, 55, 58, 59, 60. Voice. Synth. Edit read categories. List Alt plus.
Go to the next tip. So that was the speech. You can change it. If you like the default one, you can change it back. If you not, you can change it to this one.
Speech. Sarah has joined the meeting.
The next important thing to know here in this settings page is the Vision tab.
Vision 6 of 19.
And here, NVDA allows you to turn on highlighting, which could be very important for sighted users who are testing.
Enable highlighting checkbox checked Alt.
I would recommend, and I believe this might not be on by default, to enable all of these options here. So enable highlighting, which enables the whole function, and then enable everything.
Highlight navigator object checkbox checked. Highlight browse mode curve. Okay.
All of these little checkboxes here refer to an NVDA function, a whole system. So obviously, in the future, I could explain more, what object navigation means and everything. But for now, we're trying to save space and go through very important tips. So make sure all of these are checked, and we're going to see them in action, right? Very
highlight OK button. NVDA down.
Okay, and then we're back, and all the settings are saved. So, next important tip, and
screen sharing meeting controls. Georgia Child Support Cal Georgia.
I just pressed Alt Tab and went to a browser.
Robert Higgins has.
I would like to briefly Because then I'd like to also, show you how the speech viewer works and everything. But I would like to briefly point out what browser mode and focus mode mean in NVDA. It is a little bit complicated at first. We're going to briefly touch up on it because it's extremely important when you're dealing with web applications, web forms, websites, and web platforms. And this is kind of the same with JAWS as well, but we're talking about NVDA right now, and it's really important to know what browse mode and focus mode means.
Barbara
By
has joined.
default, and pretty much every time, if you switch to a browser or a web application, uh, the keyboard will not talk to the application anymore. It will talk to NVDA. So, for example, if this website had a shortcut key from say press T to contact us, for example, and if I press T here,
No next table.
you will hear and you will see it will say no
No
next
next.
table because it's talking to NVDA and it's not even reaching the Google Chrome here. And that's because browse mode, which we're in right now, is used for NVDA users to quickly skim the screen up and down, go through headings, links, lists, go through the website real quick, up and down everywhere in the web page. And this whole feature, browse mode, allows the blind and visual impaired user to do this. And it is quite complicated. It has a lot of shortcuts. It has a lot of keys. For example, if I press K, I can cycle through links.
Banner user guide link, contact link, child support statute link, basic child support obligation table link.
Cycle back.
Child support statute link.
You probably can. Let me know, Erica, if you cannot see the yellow highlight. You should be able to see the highlight of me using browse mode to go through the website. When I go up
Visited
and
same
down,
page link button lock. Heading level 4, heading level 6, enter a valid email address that will serve as your username. If you do not
you will
already
see
have an
that
email,
the highlighting is going through that. So using browse mode, you can quickly go from up there all the way to the down.
link heading
Because I don't want
user information heading
the
level
speech to say everything. I'm just
first
showing you that when I
heading
press down
last name
arrow, it
heading
just
email
goes
heading
through
password
all
button heading without admin heading without
everything
heading
that's
without
here.
heading bar check button link copyright Georgia
All the
Child
way to
Support
the end.
Commission 2026.
And again, we have a lot of flexibility here, tables, headings, lists, landmarks, and everything else. So this was browse mode. Now, we do have another mode that needs a key to be triggered, and it's called focus mode. That's where the keyboard talks to the application, and an NVDA will not intercept it midway. So then you can interact with forms, the form controls, buttons, sliders, combo boxes, because then NVDA will not intervene. So it lets you actually work with things. There are multiple ways to do it. One way, for example, is pressing tab.
About link, user guide link, contact.
Although you do have
create
to
your
be near a form field for it to actually put you in there.
First name edit required blank. Has auto.
One way is to press tab, and when you press tab, it will drop to the next available control, and it will switch to focus mode. Another way is pressing NVDA and space, and it will toggle between browse mode and focus mode. And I'm going to do it now. It just turned off, and it just turned on. So it's off now.
Use heading level 6, enter a valid email. Heading level 4, create your banner landmark. Banner landmark.
And it's on now. And when it's on, see, I'm pressing up and down arrow keys. It's not working but if I press tab,
first name edit required blank.
Has auto the first name control, because it's on focus mode, and you will see most likely a blue highlight on it. And if I press
last name edit required blank. First name edit.
So this way, pressing T. Enters T, and it's not going to switch to or try to find a table here because we're in focus mode, which means that the keyword works, and is connected to the application. So Now, why is this important? I'm just going to give you a quick demo here that why this could be important because this specific forum has an issue that, and interesting enough, has a solution for that issue that will actually show you what browse mode and focus mode does, and it will be a good point to make because it is accessible in one of the modes and it's not accessible in the other mode, which is actually not okay and it is not standard. So here's obviously first name. I'm going to type my name here, and then
last name edit required has autocomplete blank.
It's telling me to put my last name here.
Email edit required blank has autocomplete ai.ezeai@gta.ga.gov.
For example,
Georgia Child Support Calculator, Google Chrome region, autofill dialog expanded. Use strong password for use strong.
I'm gonna guess.
Use
the pop-up.
Georgia toolbar. Open Gemini.
And that's one of the things that we always have to deal with when applications such as Google Chrome drops a pop-up there and it completely makes my focus to like go out of whack.
Georgia blank.
You just saw that
button. Georgia tool H tab control George blank button without label combo box button. Georgia.
Let me go back.
Use strong pass. Georgia child blank.
So this is obviously the password.
Blank.
It's gonna let me write it. It's not good.
Georgia open Gemini toolbar. Tab George blank button. Without label combo box English collapsed opens list.
All right, so we're gonna go to the next one. We're not gonna. So the next control from the password field
button
is this. It just says button.
Blank.
I'm gonna press tab and then shift tab.
Without label combo.
So it just says button. So I don't know what that is. I mean, I'm pretending that I don't know because I have already checked this form before. But it just says button. So it adds to the confusion. A power user will most likely think that this is the show and hidden, which probably is a check. It should be a checkbox anyways, but might be that. But most users might not know what that button is. Might be get confused. So if you press tab again.
Without label combo box English collapse.
It's saying me. It says without label English. I'm guessing this is the language. So we're not gonna change that. I'm gonna press tab again.
Without label combo box. Select. Collapsed opens list.
It says without label and it says combo box. So I don't know what this is. Let's see.
List. OSAH not selected 2. State not selected 3 of 4. Superior not selected.
I see some options here, but.
Juvenile not selected.
I cannot guess what this means.
OSA without.
I'm gonna press tab again.
Without label combo box. Select. Collapsed opens list.
This also doesn't speak. Let's see.
List. Appling not selected 1 of 100. Atkinson not Bacon not selected.
Show me locations in Georgia.
Without label bar number spin button editable blank.
It says bar number, which is not very descriptive.
Recaptcha grouping.
This is the captcha. So now a power user, however, immediately switches off focus mode and goes up and down here.
Heading level 6 bar number. Without heading level 6 default county name.
You can see that there were actually headings there for each control.
Blank. Without label heading level 6 default court name.
Actually go up there. I'm gonna go all the way up there.
Banner.
I'm gonna press E.
First name edit required.
I'm gonna go to first name. I'm in browse mode now, so NVDA is helping me. So I'm not talking to the application right now. So
heading level 6 last name star. Last heading level 6 email star. Email heading level 6 password star.
So this was actually the password.
Password edits.
We didn't know about it. Now we know there's a heading up there.
Button. Heading level 6 default language. Without label blank. Administration. Heading level 6 default court name.
Okay, that was the default court name. We just didn't know that when we were in focus mode. So, point is, the browse mode will help here for sure, and you can see that there were actually headings. So these were accessible, like they were there, just not in focus mode. Which obviously just brings me to my last point for today is when you're testing with NVDA. You're testing and I always say this all the time, and I always do it because it's very important. This is for when you test it with NVDA, you're pretty much testing for other assistive technology compatibility as well, because these form fields, the form controls that are not labeled, if you're using Braille display or if you're using voice commands, then you couldn't actually jump there. So when you use one assistive technology to test, such as NVDA, you're actually uh, not 100%, but I'm going to say 90% checking, and you will be testing as if you would be testing with other assistive technology as well. In this case, obviously NVDA's browse mode
Default.
is helping me with this, but this is kind of a failure in accessibility here, uh, where the form labels are not, some of them are not labeled. So this browse and focus mode discussion it could be very long. There are a lot of things to
Status
it.
2 has
It could be confusing. I did want to briefly point it out, and it's good to know. That's pretty much it. So
1124.
I'm gonna let you guys discuss. If you guys have any questions, you can let me know. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening and watching.
NVDA screen sharing meeting control screen.
Thank you for sharing, Hadi. It was really cool to see it in action, and I appreciate you sharing your tips with the group. As Hadi said, if any of you have any questions, please feel free to come off of mute.
Hi,
Go ahead.
this is, oh, sorry. This is Carol from Georgia. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that was excellent. Can we, could you send us the link so that we know there's so many links out there for this product? And I just want to make sure I get the right one. I don't want to use a copycat or a different version of what you're showing us. I really want to use the right link. So
Yeah, absolutely.
get
We'll
that.
do
That would
that.
be
Sure.
very okay. Thank you.
I didn't really have a question, just to say that was super insightful, just to see it being worked and used. Um, Other than me just tabbing through it and playing with it, just actually seeing it used is awesome. So that was great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Catherine from DOR asked in the chat, is there a known reason why the labels acted differently than browse and focus modes?
Yeah. So the basically there were headings for each field, instead of the field itself having a label attached to it, and that's basically a flaw and should not be happening. You should not. Headings are supposed to, when you use headings, obviously, you're supposed to use it to uh, organize that page. For example, the main page, or the form itself has one heading, and then below it, if there are more information, we should have one heading. But this is a misuse of headers, when you put each one heading for each form field. That's why NVDA was able to read it, uh, but the form control itself did not have any labels. So uh, basically, that was it. It was kind of a weird thing there, but yeah. So yeah.
There is a default way. I wonder if this would work, but like it was reading the labels when you hit the drop down. The top label was select, and I know there's ways to put in placeholders for those. So instead of having it say select, they could say select the proper school name or whatever, and that might help. I don't know if that would help the actual reader in focus mode read it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the web administrator could just label the field basically. That will just fix it for good. And so
Okay.
CMS allows you to do that very easily. But if it's GitHub or Drupal or WordPress, it will easily allow you to. It will say label name. You can put it there. And if you're actually doing HTML or CSS, you just label the field and or the control, and that's done. So you don't need to we don't if it says please select, that's an option. You don't need to change that to please select this. This
Okay.
is the chord selection. Please select one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Catherine. I have a question about the labels, though. When you say please select whatever, is it better to say please each time or just select? I feel like that repetitiveness would get old pretty quickly. Is there a standard of how to do that?
That is obviously the web designers, and that's kind of a question of user experience kind of thing. Where do you want them to see please all the time or not? In terms of accessibility, as long as it's understandable, it's comprehensible, it's fine. But that's definitely you can't say if you don't put please there, then it's not accessible. It's obviously your choice. You can put it there. You cannot put it there. As long as it says, select an option. That's accessibility done. So
Thanks.
as far as that first option, because sometimes uh, that first option is none, and it is better that instead of the word none, it will say please select an option. That I would say that's an accessibility improvement from none to please select an option if you're talking about choices.
Good point. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We have another question in the chat. Is there a tip sheet with shortcuts that you could recommend? I know that you mentioned um, creating a little
Oh
cheat
yeah,
sheet
yeah.
based on what you shared today, but if there's any other recommendations.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we do have the NVDA has help files, has keyboard command guides. They're there, and you can always reference them. They're always up to date. So if you do NVDA, if you hold NVDA and N, and if you go to help, there's a help option there, and you have everything that you need there.
Someone else is asking, what happens if NVDA comes across a hidden item? Does it just completely ignore it?
Yes, and in fact, I should probably show. There was this thing there where it wanted us to know the requirements for our passport, but it actually didn't. The MVD didn't recognize it at all. It just skipped over it. Yes, if something is not properly set, MVDA just acts as if it doesn't exist, and sometimes it's by design, uh, where graphical elements are hidden so that NVDA doesn't spam the user by saying, graphic, graphic, graphic. Sometimes it is a flaw where something is totally skipped, but it should not be skipped.
So did it let you enter the password? It didn't,
Uh,
did it?
no, so what happened there? I mean, I'm glad that it happened. It was a little frustrating, but I'm glad that it happened because this happens with assistive technology quite a lot, and we can see this happening with software and hardware that's coming from multi-billionaire companies, where they have a whole accessibility department team and everything. But you just saw me getting stuck there when I went to the password field because Chrome kept like completely stealing my focus and like trapping me there, my keyboard focus there. Um, and I could, yeah, but you just have to dismiss that pop-up because the pop-up is not supposed to like steal my focus. It completely just takes me out of there, which it did. But yeah, I could put my password there. However, this whole the issue with this form is that the requirements list was not actually visible to NVDA. You guys could see it. Um, if I share it, I have to share it again to show you. Well, you guys can also ask questions while I do this.
So in that case, the problem was really with Chrome more so than the form, because like you said, Chrome was taking charge of
There
that.
was no problem.
Georgia Child, open Gemini.
I
Georgia Child blank collab button. Banner and
I forgot to
create
mention it,
heading letter.
but it was
Heading user.
slightly irrelevant. So
Heading
here,
level 6 first name star. User information heading level 6 address. Please create one first. Your password must meet state of Georgia security standards and heading level 6 consists of the following.
so you heard, and you're probably seeing speech viewer. It says consists of the following. So when I press the down arrow, I'm expecting it to say what,
User information.
but
Heading level 6 first name star.
just went over it and it went to the first name. So
User
I have no clue what the requirements are because NVDA doesn't see
heading
it. So that's a different issue, completely.
first name
The other issue, which
last name.
just wanted to point out that it just happens with pretty much a lot of like different software where there are like small issues that could really be difficult. Like put something there for an assistive technology user that like completely frustrates
Email
them.
edit Rick. Georgia Child
This
support.
is one
Use
of them.
strong password.
So you see when this pop-up happens, I'm pressing the arrow keys. You see that nothing happens. And if I press tab and you see nothing happens, I'm like stuck here. So this is like one. It's a little bit irrelevant to kind of the whole thing, but I'm kind of happy when something like this happens because it happens a lot, and it's good to like demonstrate it when it happens.
Georgia.
Yeah, that's very helpful. I'm not kidding. I really like to see that so that I can do it, make it better when I do the password fields. Yeah, it would be better if there was no pop-ups at all,
Oh
right?
yeah, that was Google Chrome. Yeah, that was Google Chrome. And that's basically the browsers. It's not even the web. It won't be this website's issue. That's a Chrome issue.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that sometimes when problems like this happens, um, it's frustrating, but I would like to show people that all of a sudden we have a problem because there's a slight accessibility issue with something else entirely.
Yeah, they'd have to turn off password manager, right? If they wanted that to work.
Well, they would have to make it so pressing escape would dismiss it and put me back right where I was, but it wouldn't do that.
Mm,
And that's like a whole thing completely different.
thank you. That's very helpful.
You're welcome.
Do y'all have any other questions for Hadi or anything else that you would like to discuss while we're here today? I see where Hadi put the link to download NVDA in the chat. And there was also some other links shared for keyboard commands, quick references, and also, yes, and also the download link there.
I ask, would it be better to use Firefox or Chrome, or does it really matter for NVDA when you're testing it?
You can use Firefox and Chrome. It's always best to test with both, but obviously time could be important. So Firefox would be good. It doesn't have to be Chrome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, you're right though about testing it in both because you might get different pop-ups depending on the browser.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
uh, when the fundamentals of accessibility is done in a web application, it should work with both browsers and in Safari too in Mac, you know. So
Yeah.
it is not a huge worry of which browser to use. So Firefox is great and Google Chrome is great too.
Okay. Thank you.